What's poppin', people? It's Dante, getting my morning started off here in the symposium. Welcome, welcome. This is the pavilion in the trees. This is the place that I like to be. And so yeah, today's topic is health. Health is wealth, and what that means to me. So as an artist, as a photographer, I believe focusing on my vitality is ultimately what allows me to cultivate curiosity. And so waking up in the morning well rested, eager to get the day started and to catch the sunrise is what I find to be success as an artist. You know, for me, increasing my curiosity by 1% each day is my ultimate goal. And in order to achieve this, I must focus on health and vitality at the forefront. And so when I recognize health as the sign of wealth in life, it really does set things into perspective, right? So for instance, I'm simply grateful to just be able to walk and have an open space and fresh air and a clean cup of water. You know, I'm very grateful to have clothes on my body that keep me protected from these very cold conditions in winter. You know, I'm grateful to have shelter, a bed, and a place to sleep at night, and give me that well-restedness that I need to carry out my day with health and vigor and vitality. You know, these very simple things set my life into perspective, where I'm very grateful to have the health that I have right now, you know. And at the end of our lives, we can acquire lots of material things, lots of money, and all these distracting things. But, you know, what I'm most grateful for is just having the ability to get up in the morning and to have another chance at life, you know, because when you realize that any day could be your last, yeah, maybe it's best for us to focus on the very simple fact that we have another chance, we have another day. You know, we have another go at this thing. You know, for me, health is wealth because of this fact of our finite nature, where we're bound by gravity, we're flesh creatures who bleed, who cut, and will die. You know, and just having another shot at this thing, well, for me, is what I'm most grateful for. And so I remember during my time volunteering with the Palestinian family in Jericho, you know, I worked in this youth hostel, and it was around the time of Ramadan, and we would fast all day and then feast in the evening. And I remember this feeling of clarity during the day while fasted. And it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I really started to take fasting seriously. And ever since removing breakfast and lunch from my life and eating one meal a day, I feel so much more abundance of energy. I feel so much more healthy. I have this clear connection between my mind and my body, where the gut is more intelligent than the brain. And for me as an artist, as somebody who works on the streets and makes pictures candidly with spontaneity, having this very strong intuition is critical. And so not only is fasting healthy in a sense where you shed fat, and with weight training you gain muscle, I believe that there is a spiritual component to fasting that is very, very primal in a way, right? Where I'll never forget the Eid al-Adha, day of sacrifice in Jericho, when we would fast all day and slaughter these goats throughout the day. All I saw in the streets were this sort of just blood and stench of dead animals. But, you know, in the evenings when you would feast and you were just so grateful to have that piece of meat, you know, that was just like unlike anything. And now, you know, for the past 2 years, I've essentially been fasting all day, right? And I'm only eating meat in the evening. But I find that it's fueling me with this abundance, right? It's fueling me with like almost like too much energy, like too much power, and I'm becoming almost too healthy. But this, I think, is, you know, the goal. It's to really do everything in our power to be the healthiest versions of ourselves. You know, I remember when I was a little boy and I would eat an Oreo from the sleeve, and I couldn't stop eating them all. If you would eat one Oreo, you'd eat the whole thing. And I think a lot of these foods and these corporations are really, really tricky. You know, they're putting addictive things within the foods, but you know, you can't really blame a corporation or the foods that you're consuming. You really have to take control of your life, of your perspective, right? If you view health as the ultimate sign of wealth, well, then the decisions you make throughout your day will be different. You know, you're not going to want to pick up the pastry. You're not going to want to pick up the cookie. You're going to want to eat steak. You're going to want to eat eggs. You're going to want to eat protein and fat. You're going to want to fuel your body with the right nutrients that it needs for you to carry out your day and to give you that feeling of vigor. You know, to me, the ultimate feeling of defeat is feeling low in vitality. And I understand that we should have rest and we should have work, you know, this sort of like balance and things. But I almost find that moderation for me doesn't work. You know, I can't live with moderation. I'm much more extreme as a person, but I want to have extreme health. You know, I want to have extreme vitality, you know, and for me, the carnivore diet and fasting has been a way to really hone in on my everyday life being supreme and just better. And like, I just feel like one other person will benefit from hearing this, and that fact alone would make my day. You know, if one other person would say, you know what, fuck this, I'm not eating this junk food anymore. You know, I'm gonna start fasting. I'm gonna start taking control of my mind and my body and not let these sugary foods, these sodas, and this bullshit control my life. Because I think that's what happens, is we slowly poison ourselves to death. And maybe we should try to increase our vitality instead. And you know, and to go to bed every night as if it's your last, and to just wake up and to just feel grateful for the next day is my ultimate aim. You know, if I were to die tonight in my sleep, so be it. But if I can wake up the next morning and have another chance, another day full of vitality, another day of feeling good, another day of feeling healthy and full of power, well then let's fucking go. Like, that to me is what life's all about. It's about increasing vitality, increasing curiosity, and with health at the forefront, everything else will fall into place. You know, if we sacrifice our physical bodies for wealth, for some material bullshit, for some money, well, that to me is, it's almost just funny, because it's it's a scam. You know, the optimal way to live life is by maximizing the joy, you know, and to maximize joy, you need to maximize your health. And so recognize that health is wealth. You know, that's what matters. It's feeling good in the day. It's knowing that your family is healthy. It's knowing that your body and your mind is healthy and you're full of vitality. You know, that for me is what I'm most grateful for. It's simply having the ability to walk out my door, you know, and to just feel good physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so, yeah, health is wealth. Yeah.